Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Coaster Cheetah video, and in this video I'll be ranking every roller coaster at SeaWorld Orlando. They now have 7 roller coasters, which is pretty crazy to think about because not too long ago they did not have that many at all, and now they are rumored to be building another coaster for 2024. So it probably won't be a while from when I'll be redoing this video to add more coasters to the list, but for now here's the list. So at number 7 we have Super Grover's Boxcar Derby. Not much to say about this ride. It's a Zero Kitty coaster located in the Sesame Street section of the park, and that's pretty much it. It's not much. It's pretty obvious that this coaster will be placing last. Now at the number 6 spot, we have Journey to Atlantis, which is a mock water coaster. This is a pretty old water coaster. It has some pretty cool theming, however, it's really only rideable during like when it's hot outside, which is often in Florida, but winter and around that time, it's pretty much unrideable because the water's too cold. However, I will respect this ride for its theming, and it's great looking. Like, the plaza around it really looks nice, and I will respect it for that, but it is not one of my favorites at the park. Now for number 5, we have Kraken, formerly known as Kraken Unleashed, but when it got a repaint and some minor things were changed about the appearance of the ride. It was changed to Kraken, and this is a old school B&M floorless looping coaster, and I definitely like Kingda more than this. It's not the best B&M looper in Florida. I like Hulk better than it. However, this is a very iconic coaster for the SeaWorld chain, and I will always like it for that. However, it does take the number 5 spot on this list. Now at number 4, at the number 4 spot, we have Icebreaker, which is a Premier Rides family coaster, a quad launch coaster. However, it is a swing launch. Very cool coaster. I have a review of most of these coasters on this list, by the way, if you want to go check those out after this. But yeah, I do enjoy Icebreaker. I just think it was overhyped a little bit too much for me, and it was a little bit underwhelming. And the back row is definitely my favorite spot to sit on this coaster, but all around the trains are uncomfortable. Not much theming on this ride, which is to expect, but there was like none at all here. However, I did enjoy it, and I think it's a solid family coaster, and I'm glad that they did figure it out, how to make it a family coaster and lower the height restrictions and fix the restraints and stuff like that. So now at the number 3 spot, for a while, I really liked this ride, and it would be number 2 right now, but number 2 is just too good to put above or below it. So at number 3, we have Manta, which is a B&M flying coaster, and I just love B&M flyers. I just think they're so intense and awesome, the way that you sit. Not sit, actually, the way you are seated and then you fly, which I think is just really awesome. I'm a sucker for flying coasters, and I really do love this ride. It is the best flyer I have been on. I haven't been on a ton of them, but I definitely have to ride more in the future, and I think that the water effects and all-around atmosphere of this ride with the waterfall entrance and stuff is just really awesome, so I will always enjoy this ride when I come to SeaWorld Orlando, and yeah, it is definitely one of my favorites at the park, and yeah, it will be taking the number 3 spot, which is the end of the top 3. Now, at the number 2 spot, I was considering putting this at number 1, but it was only for a brief moment because I realized the true number 1 here. But number 2 is such an innovative ride, and it truly is a special coaster that I hope we see more of. This is Pipeline the Surf Coaster, which is brand new for SeaWorld Orlando. It's the newest coaster at the park and newest overall ride at the park, and I was really impressed when I rode this. It's the first ever B&M surf coaster in the world, and I was very pleasantly surprised by this. I really enjoyed this coaster, definitely 100% more than I thought I would, and it definitely deserves the number 2 spot. When Pipeline was first announced, I really thought it would place maybe above Icebreaker by 1 spot or something, but maybe even below or be tied with it, but I'm happy to say that this does take the number 2 spot, and really without a doubt it does. Now for the number 1 spot, I think a lot of you coming into this probably knew what it was going to be, and I think a lot of you probably shared the same opinion as this, because this is truly a spectacular ride. It's one of my favorites, like, out of any coaster I've ridden, because it's just pure fun, and that's really all you can ask for with this ride. Not a ton of theming, besides the station and stuff, but it's hard to theme a coaster this big. This is Mako, which is the awesome B&M Hyper Coaster, and this is a pretty new B&M Hyper. This was built in 2016, which for B&M Hypers is pretty new. And yeah, going into this ride, Candomonium was my favorite before this, and I expected to come out liking Candomonium more, but this is definitely, even with the mid-course break run, Mako is better than Candomonium, and I just really love Mako. It's so fun. I've marathoned this, and night rides are awesome on it too. It's just such a spectacular coaster, and B&M Hypers are just so fun, and this is absolutely my favorite that I've been on, without a doubt, and I just really love this ride. And yeah, Mako is without a doubt my favorite at SeaWorld Orlando. Pipeline, it didn't really have a chance. Pipeline is still great, and I think more surf coasters in the future, as they get better, will have the opportunity and the chance to beat out Mako, but Pipeline just, unfortunately, it barely misses the mark. Mako is such a fun coaster all around, and it's just such a complete ride, that I just really love it, and it is a beloved coaster. So yeah, guys, that is the end of my list. If you did agree with me in the comments, please tell me. If you did disagree in the comments, please also tell me your rankings, and if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. Also comment down below if you think that Pipeline is actually the best coaster at SeaWorld Orlando, because I'm interested if a lot of people do think that. I think probably most people think Mako, but still. So yeah, guys, I hope to see you in the next video, and goodbye.